Those roads may not be as busy as highways, but still dozens of people were seen without their seatbelt. Steve King was out of the building for the rest of the night, but he did come back to make a little acceptance speech. 110 of our local veterans are already arriving this morning. We're on the corner of 4th Avenue and 7th Street, which is right south of the railroad crossing and downtown Grand Junction. As you can see behind me, flames have pretty much engulfed the entire building. Let's take a look. Walk with me here. We've got some snow. You can see the snow accumulation right on top of the bridge. And to be honest, I've got some tread on the bottom of my shoe, and I almost slipped earlier. This bridge is slick. In these documents, it appears that he was facing charges the day he was killed. I'm wearing a mask right now because even though the tear gas came inside the house 6 days ago, you can still feel the chemicals stinging your nose and your eyes. They're doing great, Spencer, and it's all made possible because of these beds, and those who are ready to make this plot their own can't wait to dig in. Some say with the beautiful images that photographers capture, it makes all the difference for the photos to be in color. Ranch owners and farmers are watching their trees, making sure their buds are going to be okay.
News 8's Honora Swanson met with a rancher today who is dealing with this firsthand. Honora?
It's hard to get ahead when elk and deer have an all-access pass to your property. Now grant money from different Colorado agencies is getting used to combat this problem. If you've ever taken a drive out of town, you've probably seen some wildlife. Harmless to you? Maybe. But here in Molina, rancher Chuck Nichols has a livestock business to run. Wildlife is not making it easy.
They eat the grass and mow through the fences.
It's the hay that attracts the deer and elk.
They weren't in a big hurry to go anywhere.
And once they jump the fence, it's a matter of time before most of the cattle's food supply is gone. So when Nichols heard about fencing projects by the Division of Wildlife and other agencies, he signed up. If it wasn't for this tall fencing surrounding the hay bales, elk could destroy all this hay in a matter of a day. Additional money goes to mowing down invasive brush like this and making way for a higher quality habitat for the wildlife.
We're hoping it's going to help some of these deer and elk, instead of camping out on hay fields, help them move back into some of their traditional ranges.
Michael Blanc is the DOW's district wildlife manager in the Colburn-Molina area. He says these projects bring everyone together for a common goal.
Develop a better relationship with the landowners. Everybody's on the same page, trying to accomplish the same thing, both help out the wildlife and help out the agricultural production.
Nichols, who's lived on the land his whole life, says he's already seen a difference.
I firmly believe it's helping us out right now.
If his property becomes a little less friendly towards outside animals, he believes others could benefit too.
We were innocent. We didn't have anything to do with it.
Missy Dunnigan's family was right in the middle of it last Wednesday when police responded to this Montrose apartment on a tip that a murder suspect was there. They'd been searching for Ryan Peterson in connection with the deaths of a Montrose couple, but while trying to catch him, they shot into the wrong house.
They shot our windows in, one of our windows 3 times, our other window once.
The Dunnigans say it was tear gas police were using to force out the suspect. I'm wearing a mask right now because even though the tear gas came inside the house 6 days ago, you can still feel the chemicals stinging your nose and your eyes.
It burns. I have asthma. I was in there for maybe a minute. I immediately got a bloody nose, was thrown up. It's pretty yucky.
And it's still not clear who's going to deal with it. The apartment manager hired a cleaning crew for the smell. But weeks worth of groceries, their daughter's diapers, and other household items have to be trashed.
We're real people, a real family who were stuck with nothing. They left us nowhere to go.
And the Dunnigans still don't know who's picking up the tab. Police say they've turned the case over to their insurance company, but aren't sure how long it will take. Missy says she understands mistakes happen. She doesn't understand why police haven't been more helpful.
People who are connected to the police department should have taken my family by the hand and made it right immediately.
Signs say no dumping, but that doesn't stop people.
You can see all the trash shining on the hills out there.
The Bureau of Land Management is responsible for looking after this area just outside of Grand Junction. This site at 34 and C Roads leaves something to be desired.
You and I will pass from this world and these shotgun shells will still be out here.
Tom Alvarez with the BLM says people are using public land as a personal wastebasket.
We find an assortment of trash, from tires to animal carcasses, deer carcasses, sometimes abandoned vehicles.
And the list goes on. Anything people want to get rid of can end up here. This piece of land is supposed to be used for target shooting, walks, or four-wheeler rides. Alvarez says when people don't follow the rules, it ends up being a burden for taxpayers.
It's costing us an enormous amount of money every year to pick up trash. Over a 2.5-year period, the Grand Junction Field Office spent approximately $12,000 just in picking up trash. $12,000 would be the wages for a summer seasonal employee.
Things like refrigerators aren't just difficult and expensive to remove, but they've got to call in for extra help.
So that falls under a hazardous materials category.
The BLM says it's common for cleanup crews to pick up thousands of pounds of trash in a matter of hours, so it's asking for some public cooperation.
These are public lands. These are your yards. I doubt that very many of us would appreciate somebody coming to our yard and dumping a mattress or a bucket full of shotgun shells onto our property. That's what's happening here.